Golf Channel Instructor Search, take 1552. How's it going? My name is JJ Butcher. I'm a Class A PGA professional at the Kiel Island Club. I'm a Titleist Performance Institute certified golf instructor, and I'm the next Golf Channel instructor. Today I get to choose my own topic for my audition. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of things I think people should do in the golf swing. First of all, you got to have a proper setup. We're going to make sure that the knees are slightly flexed so we can have some balance on our feet and be in a nice ready position. You want to make sure that you're hinged at the hips. All right, so you create a nice spine angle because you're hitting something that's on the ground. You want to make sure that you have a proper grip. Okay, all right. We're going to make sure that the club is down in the fingers, heel pad of the club on top, so you can support the club, so you can cock and uncock your wrist properly. You want to make sure you have a good connection between your right hand and your thumb here at address and feel some pressure, so your right arm can fold and straighten up and down the plane. Okay. You want to make sure that your head is directly in between your feet at setup. Bump your hips slightly to the left. Create a slight incline here so that your left hip is higher than your right. Taking the club away, people do it all different kind of ways. Some people say that you should turn your shoulders away. Some people say you should take your arms away. I think you should just take the club away so that the club shaft is on plane. Whether you sense it with your chest rotating or whether you sense it with your arm taking the club back, as long as the club shaft is on plane, I think it's fine. All right, what do I mean by the plane? Well, the plane's established at address when you slip the club on the ground right behind the ball. There. It's the angle of the club, and that's how important club fitting is, and it really is an art, and you should go to a professional club fitter, after you have a decent swing and you can get the club moving up and down the plane, you have some sensitivity to what's going, you should be fit for clubs, especially if you have a different body type, long arms, short arms, long torso, short torso. It really is an art, so you should go to a professional club fitter to have your clubs fit. Anyway, let's get back to the swing plane. All right, so the swing plane's established when you set the club right behind the ball, and the club should swing up and down that plane, meaning that the club shaft should always point at the base of the plane, which is on our ball target line. When we're set up to the ball, our feet, knees, hips, and shoulders are parallel to that ball target line. Okay? So, however you want to do it, that's fine, but we do want to make sure that the club shaft is swung on the plane when you're taking it away. Also, so that the club shaft stays on that plane, you have to make sure that your head stays still. Now what do I mean by still? Still means your head can't be moving all over the place. All right? If your head's moving all over the place, your torso's changing its angle. You're going to lose your balance. And when you're rotating your chest around, your swing plane is going to change. So there's no way to be consistent with your head moving all over the place. People? Okay? So keep your head still. It's fairly basic. Does it take some strength in your abdominals? Of course it does. It also takes some awareness and what are you focused on when you're trying to swing the club? All right? Keep your chest pointed down at the ball and keep it there. If you're swinging at a speed, if you're standing up in your swing, you're probably swinging too hard. You're not strong enough to maintain your posture, and you need to build some strength in your abdominals. All right, so let's get back to swinging the club properly. Okay, we got a good idea of what swinging the club on plane's all about. Let's start making a backswing. All right, so what we're going to do is you choose how you want to feel it. We're going to take the club back, whether you want to do it with your chest, whether you want to do it with your arms, that's all up to you. So we're taking the club back. All right, and then we're going to try to create some leverage in the backswing. All right, the right arm's going to fold, which is going to allow the left wrist to hinge, still making sure that the club shaft is on plane, and we're going to try to load our weight into our right hip joint here at the top of the backswing. All right, now a couple of things that are very important as far as that load is, you have to be able to have some flexibility or mobility in the hip joint. Some of you guys that don't have any mobility in your hip joint, and the mobility is, you know, joint range of motion and flexibility of the muscles. That's what mobility is. All right, and some of you with some immobile hips, when you try to rotate back and load into your hips, it's not going to do it. It's going to sway and slide. All right, so there's going to have to be a fitness aspect for you to improve your golf swing. You can't just come out here and swing and expect to, you know, all of a sudden stop swaying and sliding in your backswing. All right, so we're going to have to work on our joint range of motion also. All right, so we're at the top of the backswing. All right, we're loaded into that hip, and we're going to try to transfer all of this energy from the top of the backswing down from our hips. As our weight shifts to the left, we're going to transfer the weight to the left leg, and we're going to transfer the energy in this order: feet, knees, hips, chest, arm, club. So basically pelvis, thorax, arms, club, and they've got to go in that order. If they don't go in that order, you're going to be losing energy in the downswing. All right, so we're at the top of the backswing. We're going to shift the weight. Okay, the chest is going to rotate the club, always swinging on plane. The arm should be starting to extend down into the ball. When you make a backswing, the club shaft goes backwards, upwards, and inwards. And in the downswing, the club shaft goes downwards, outwards, and forwards towards the base of the plane. That's what that means. So the club head's going down into the ball. And we have to make sure that we maintain this right wrist bend so the club doesn't get flipped forward. That's going to be casting. We're going to lose the energy, and we're going to lose our radius in the golf swing. All right, so one of the things you want to do is you want to try to maintain the pressure right here on this little digit right here. The golfing machine guys call that the number 3 lag pressure point. I think it's very important, and I think it's something you should try to do, even if you're just doing it in a chip and stroke, right? Most people out here trying to swing a golf club, driver, can't control their body motions, not strong enough in the abs, hips sliding all over the place, all this stuff, all right? And they can't even chip. They're flipping their hands on the way back, they're flipping their hands on the way through, all right? When all you really got to do is learn to make a chipping motion. Get yourself set up at address, make the club swing on the plane, and swing through on the plane, and maintain that bend in your right wrist. Golf Channel Instructor Search, 60-second to 90-second swing tip, take 1. Boom. Hey, it's JJ Butcher again. We're at the Kiel Island Club, and I just want to give a little tip to some of you guys who have a problem swaying in your backswing. When that right hip moves laterally in the backswing, that's called a sway, and it can destroy your load and how you create torque in your backswing. So what you want to do is you want to get a piece of tubing, all right, attach it to the golf cart. I've got a fancy Gray Cook tubing that I got at functionalmovement.com. All right, and I just got a little carabiner here, and I've got it attached right here to the tubing. All right, so I'm going to stretch out and kind of get away and create some tension. All right, now what we would normally want to do, you would expect that we would take something and stick it in the ground right here so I wouldn't want to touch it. Well, what I'm doing right here is I've got this tubing trying to pull my hips to the right, and I'm going to make a couple of torso rotations with this tubing trying to drag my hip to the right so my body can reactively learn what it should feel like in the backswing. So I'm going to get here set up. I'm going to put the club across my shoulders. It's not going to be here on my arms like this. I'm going to put it right here, right up on my clavicles, right up on my shoulders, all right? And I'm going to make a couple of backswings trying to resist this lateral pull this way with the tubing. So I'm going to keep my hips in the same position I have established at address as I rotate my torso in the backswing, trying to have minimal movement of the head and, of course, minimal movement up and down. Hopefully that helps you guys.